I feel like we're not far away. We're not far away at all. But we're going to have to continue to keep working hard and make sure that we're doing everything we can. To follow that through.
That is Joe Root, under pressure man, speaking to the BBC, dropping out of the top 10 of the Test rankings for the first time since August 2014. The two teams on their way back out here at the Cardiff City Stadium. The second half of this one on FM and Freeview. Crewe at Forest Green, 0-0. The second half of that one on 1503 medium wave. Both games live next.
Are we beardist? What if you wanted a job where beards weren't accepted? Would you ever consider shaving it off for a job?
Stuart George.
It's a concern. I mean, ask a lady to shave her head for a job. How many women would agree with that?
There is this idea that having a beard is just lazy. And in my case, it is. Why did you grow a beard in the first place?
Because I looked about 12 if I didn't have facial hair.
Weekday afternoons from 3.
BBC Radio Stoke.
Is BBC Radio Stoke.
Bit of a Stoke-on-Trent connection with the music being played here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Lemmy's Motorhead and the game blasting out as Stoke's players retake the field for the second half. Here come the Cardiff players now. What do you want to see more of, Dennis, in the second half from Stoke?
Balls in the back of Cardiff's net. I mean,
aside from the
with all the stats, all these things are all positive towards Stoke, but the one thing that is not is the goals scored. So it was no use having all these positive stats if you're not getting the important one, which is scoring more goals than the opposition. And we've had a couple of half chances. They've had 2 efforts at goal, but both of them have been on target. We've had 5 and none of them have been on. So that's your stats. What's the good of 5 off the target? You're far better off with 1 on.
The stat that I always think of is earlier this season when Crewe were at Newport and their second half possession Crewe was 90% and they lost 1-0 with a goal in the second half. It means nothing.
Yep.
Spurs have just got one back at home to Olympiacos in the Champions League. Dele Alli. Spurs 1, Olympiacos 2, and Juventus 1. Atletico Madrid 0. Dybala with the goal there as the second half gets underway here in South Wales at the Cardiff City Stadium. Live Championship football on BBC Radio Stoke with Cardiff leading Stoke 1-0. Nigel Johnson, Dennis Smith and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team. And if the director's listening here in the Cardiff City Stadium, stop putting stats on the screens in front of us because Dennis is getting annoyed. Stoke lose the ball midway inside the Cardiff half.
There's one I don't like, and that means that the one that they've got 1 goal and we haven't got any. Yeah.
In the corner. Yeah. 1-0 Cardiff lead, but there's a long way to go in this game yet. It's just gone half-time at the Medeski in the Championship, by the way, and the 8 o'clock kickoff. Reading 0, Leeds 0. Ball with Woods on this near side. No changes made by either manager, Michael O'Neill or Neil Harris at half-time. Martin Zindi to the left to Stephen Ward, who had a decent chance with a rocket of a shot at the end of the first half, just deflected wide for a corner in the end, never troubling Neil Etheridge in the Cardiff goal. And Stoke have it still inside their own half, keeping the ball, but at the moment going absolutely nowhere with it. Bart to Bruno Martins Indy, longer to the left this time, and nicely brought down by Stoke. Ward forwards to Badu and Dye. Got Clucas wide of him, picks him out. Clucas to the edge of the Cardiff area, running at the right back. And Dye takes over, low ball in, poor ball in, cleared away by Aidan Flint to the centre circle. Header won by Bart. Cameron Carter-Vickers in a little bit of space. Ball to the right to Ince, who's got 1 to beat in the form of the left back, Joe Bennett. Can he dig out across here with his left foot? Takes it to the centre. Might fancy a shot here, Ince he does, and sends it wide of the far post, but it's better.
Well, it's a lot better. It started nice and sharp as we usually do, and now Ince has come in on his left foot. It looks a decent effort, but he's missed the target. And it's frustrating, but it's a positive start in the second half.
Cardiff 1, Stoke 0. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Stoke with Butland in goal. Carter-Vickers, Bart, Martins, Indian Ward making up the back 4. 3 in midfield, and Dye, Woods and Allen with the forward 3 being Ince, Gregory and Clucas. Cardiff, like Stoke, 4-3-3 in front of their goalkeeper, who is the former Crewe loanee Neil Etheridge. The back four is Lee Peltier, Curtis Nelson, Aidan Flint and Joe Bennett. Three in their midfield, Marlon Pack, Nathaniel Mendez-Lang and the goal scorer Leandro Bacuna, with the forward three being Lee Tomlin, Gary Medine and Junior Hoylett. Butland has the ball on the edge of the D, gives it to Danny Bart on the halfway line. Carter Vickers, who's in for Edwards at right back tonight, standing just in front of assistant manager Billy McKinley. And Butland this time goes long to the left, looking for a Stoke City head. Cardiff win the ball and Stoke have a throw in midway inside the half. Allen takes it quick and receives it back from Woods, peeling in from the left now, Joe Allen. Finds Badu and Dye. Ball skipping along the turf, the right to Ince, cuts inside, tries to beat Bennett the left back for a second time, sends in a cross here, looking for Gregory. Is it going to fall for Clucas or Allen? It falls for neither, and Cardiff will clear. Bart tries to win the header on the edge of the centre circle. He's being pulled slightly out of position, but Cardiff are boxed in their midfield area. Going back to Curtis Nelson, the centre-back. He goes long, and now Bart will bring it down, and Stoke will build again from the back. 3.5 gone in the second half. Cardiff 1, Stoke 0.
And it's all Stoke again.
Ince, wide on the right, over the halfway line. Has to go back, though, to Carter Vickers, and now Allen on halfway. Woods trying to make things happen. Allen goes bombing on, shuffles it to the left to Bruno Martins-Indi. Forwards from centre half. Can Stoke find an equaliser here? They, as Dennis said at half-time, have all of the stats in their favour apart from the scoreline. Woods to the right to Ince, 25 from the byline here. He's got Carter Vickers overlapping, picks him out, takes a touch Carter Vickers, and a second and a third. Keeps hold of the ball. Under pressure here, does well, tries to leave Hoylett, but Hoylett recovers that excellently with a last-ditch tackle, timed to perfection, and will dribble it clear. But then Stoke apply the press, try and block Cardiff in, can't do so, and the clearance is made. Clucas in the midfield goes sliding in to win it back. Did well to stay on his feet there, actually, Clucas. I thought he was going to go clattering into the Cardiff player. Allen, deflection, falls for Ndiaye, 30 yards out, has his pockets picked really quickly by Pack, and Cardiff cleared to halfway again. But as you can tell from the Cardiff chance here, it's all Stoke. It's one-way traffic since the break. Woods.
And it's sharp and it's busy, but we need to get into these areas.
Clucas down the right, edge of the area, 6 from the byline, forced to go back to Carter Vickers on the edge of the box. In field, Ince, first time layoff. Woods, 2 in the centre, knocks it to his left to Clucas, who wasn't expecting that ball, but Clucas does well to recover the situation. Woods keeps it moving. Allen to the left. Ward. Just past the midway point of the Cardiff half. 50 minutes played. Allen 30 yards out and Dye to the edge of the area. And here's Ince. Lovely first touch. Gives the ball to Cameron Carter-Vickers, but Ince has been fouled inside the D. There was no advantage, and the referee's given Stoke a free kick.
Yeah, and it's the right decision. He's allowed play on. Carter-Vickers' shot was horrendous. So
lovely first touch by Ince to change that.
Oh, it's brilliant, yeah. And he's deservedly, having said that, he's gone down a little bit easy there looking at the replay.
Now Clucas with his hands on his hips, the referee just sticking in his 2 penneth for quite a long time here, just telling everyone to wait for the whistle. Clucas and Ince stand over the ball, which is inside the D, right side, this near side as we look at things. Cardiff have got 5 together in the wall, with 1 standing just off it to the left as well. Every single player back wearing blue and white defending here, and you can't blame them because this is a massive opportunity for Stoke to get back on level terms.
It's difficult to get it up and down from that tight in. They might be better trying to go low, because if the wall jumps and goes under it, but it's I would imagine it might be Clucas this time.
He scored a couple of special goals at Barnsley 2.5 weeks ago. It might be Clucas, or he might just knock the ball here for Ince standing just off him. It's going to be one of the two. Either way, chance for Stoke to draw level. Slight delay here because Hoylett is standing too close for the referee's liking. Will it be Clucas or will it be Ince? For Stoke City, it's going to be Tom Ince with the effort, hits the wall. Rebound will fall for Ince again with a shot. He got it on target, but it went straight at goalkeeper Etheridge.
Yeah, it is not always easy to get those things. in, but he got the second shot on target, and that's the best you can hope for.
And here comes Stoke again down the left with Ward crossed into the area, in towards Ince this time, taken off his head by Etheridge again. More good goalkeeping from the Cardiff number one. He just wastes a few seconds as he wants
to kill it a little bit. Stoke are totally in control of this at the moment.
But still trail 1-0. What I liked with that free kick, something that you said in the first half, if it's too difficult to get it up and down from the edge of the area, try something different, and Stoke did.
They did. They kept it low, came back to them, and they finished up with a shot on target.
8 minutes gone in the second half, here on Midweek Sport from BBC Radio Stoke. Elsewhere on the programme, Crewe still goalless away at Forest Green. This one of 6 games taking place in the Championship tonight. Elsewhere, Fulham 2, Derby 0, Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1, and then also 1-1 between Luton and Charlton, Millwall and Wigan, and half-time in the 8 o'clock game, 0-0, Reading and Leeds. Free kick given to Stoke City in the centre circle. And as Dennis said, it's been all Stoke since the half-time interval. Michael O'Neill just taking his seat back in the dugout. Going to be a change made here by Cardiff. They're going to bring on Patterson. That's Callum Patterson coming on as Neil Harris, his first substitution of the night. Stoke yet to make any. Good play by Cardiff though on halfway with the goal scorer Bakuna at the heart of it. Clips it to the left to Junior Hoylett. Closing in on the Stoke City penalty area. Rolls the ball back in field. Might be an opportunity here for a shot from distance. There is, it takes the deflection. Butland with a save. Second shot goes in. Terrific block by Bruno Martins-Indi. Lee Tomlin, the man at the centre of that Cardiff move. Butland with the save and Martins-Indi with the block.
If you know your players, the last person you give space on the edge of the box to is Tomlin. We give space. He's got a good shot in, and he's got onto the follow-up as well. So a good challenge from Martins-Indi, because I thought that was 2-0.
Stung the palms of Butland, who did well to react. It was at him, but it was moving, and it was hit fiercely. That's a good save. Not for the first time tonight either by Butland. In swinging Cardiff corner, played in with lots of pace, coming together in the area, and the referee awards a free kick in Stoke's favour.
It's the first time they've been in an hour off, and they get a chance. We've got to do better defensively.
So Stoke have had all the ball and had, one shot on target. Cardiff have had none of the ball and also had 1 shot on target in the second half.
Bruno's limping at the moment. Hopefully he's okay.
That was a great block when he put in Martins-Indi a few seconds ago. Otherwise, that was definitely 2. Woods on the edge of the centre circle, under pressure from the man who went close twice, Tomlin. Woods away from one, does well to find Ince, 25 yards out. Challenge made by Bennett, but Lucas gets on the end of the loose ball. To the left to Ward. Stoke on top here on BBC Radio Stoke. Allen chipped to the right to Cameron Carter-Vickers. Can Stoke make this good play?
Be back their back four or their centre halves off a little bit, and it gives Cardiff an outlet ball as well, because at the moment Stoke are just able to press high in the knowledge that Cardiff don't have any speed to go in behind.
Both sides in fact are going to introduce a striker. Sam Vokes, Welsh international, has been prepared by Stoke, and on his last appearance here at the Cardiff City Stadium, certainly at club level, he snatched a game away from Cardiff whilst playing for Burnley in the Premier League. It really should have been 3 points in the points total for the Bluebirds.
One of those games I look back on last year, thinking that
deep regret.
With deep regret, thinking so near and so far. That should have been a game Cardiff City won. They didn't. Perhaps shown their naivety at that level. But you're absolutely right. He was telling on that day. But since he made that move to Stoke, like with so many other of the big money signings, hasn't really pushed on. But he's a useful target man to bring on. He's got a deft touch with his head, and it's a different proposition now for Curtis Nelson and Aidan Flint.
It's a like-for-like change. He's on in the number 9 role with the number 9 in his back instead of Lee Gregory. Roman Bogle still waiting to be introduced. Cardiff will play on. Hoylett's got Bennett going on the outside of him, and that's a really reckless challenge from Tom Ince. The ball was there to be won it he did, but the force in which he went into the challenge, there was only one thing on his mind, and that's the second exact type of that tackle we've seen this evening from a Stoke player.
I'd book him for that. I think even though he wins the ball, it's an out-of-control lunge. It's not anywhere near a red card, but I'd book him for intent.
Hoyle with a bending effort is not going to come back enough, though, in an inside left position. There's an intriguing battle brewing between Bennett and Ince on that near side. And here comes the change from a Cardiff point of view, and it's the one we expected. Gary Medine being withdrawn after 59 minutes of hard graft, and Omar Bogle to replace him, just with that ability to run in behind and maybe give Stoke something to think about going the other way and stop them playing such a high defensive line. Exactly that, Ash, and good to see the reaction Cardiff City Stadium is giving to Gary Medine, led by Neil Harris, who was really applauding his target man, the little bit of a thankless task, but has done very well tonight. And that's nice to see Gary Medine getting a reception here at home from these 20,000 odd Bluebirds fans. Could be the start of something for him. Might only score the occasional goal. He hasn't scored as yet, but that's not what he is in the team to do. He's in the team to hold the ball up, provide a platform, and let other players join around him, and tonight he did that very well, notably with that first goal. He came as close as he's come to opening his club account this evening with a nice instinctive effort with the outside of the boot. Drew a good stop from Butland. Obstruction, cynical challenge from Ryan Woods in the middle of the park to halt the progress of Hoylett. Canadian fleet-footed just to knock the ball beyond Ryan Woods. Sent to the turf in the tackle. It'll be a free kick and a booking. I'm sure Hoylett's all right. This is just he's taking the veteran approach here, right? Exactly that. I think he's taking the veteran approach. I think any opportunity Cardiff have to break up the momentum at the moment is a good opportunity to take, and I think that's good veteran play by Junior Hoylett. I'm intrigued by that Callum Patterson being warmed up, then being told to sit down. It's obviously on Neil Harris's mind, perhaps wanting to see how the next 5 or so minute goes, but I still think we could see that change of shape to counteract what Stoke are doing. There was that little burst of life again from Tomlin, wasn't there, just after Patterson had got the call. He stung the palms of Jack Butland with the effort, and clearly Neil Harris had just had a little rethink and thought he might just have another 5-10 minutes in his legs, as we know he has something special in his boot. And a second here could be crucial. Cardiff still leading by that goal to nil through 61.5 minutes. Incidentally, the options available on the bench to Neil Harris still are the aforementioned Callum Patterson, but Sean Morrison, defensive cover, Cameron Cox as well, and then Will Vaulks, Josh Murphy, the other outfield players. I'd expect to see Murphy on the counter-attack in this game. I think the way that things are shaping up at the moment, Bogle can't bring that down on his chest as we're back underway. Stoke forced backwards. Klukas gets his pocket pinched instead. Bogle wriggling into the area on the right hand side. Has he got support? He does from Peltier, and Tomlin on 2. Some great hold of play from Bogle.
I'm interested to see the first one again, not the Tomlin one. It was a great block, and just the follow through took him out. But I wonder whether the Stoke player, although he got the ball in the first tackle, I thought there was a clip of the foot first. So we'll wait for the replay. But yes, you're absolutely right. Omar Bogle doing exactly what we've suggested he needed to come on to do: pace, power, just giving Stoke something else to think about.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar to the penalty he won against Birmingham at the end of that game here. Just catching a defender unawares with his closing down and wriggling free on the right hand side of that area. Great awareness to lay the ball square to Peltier as well. Back underway, Stoke. They look crossfield then and die. You go square to Allen instead. Allen does now play the ball into Ward on the left hand side of the area. Good header, won by Aidan Flint up against Sam Vokes. And he'll be relishing this battle for the next 25 or so minutes. Flint against Vokes. But it's crucial that Cardiff stop the service down this side, because both fullbacks have had an awful lot of space, haven't they? And if you give somebody like Stephen Ward enough opportunities, he will come up with a cross.
Yeah, he's got a cultured left foot, and to that end, I'm just watching Nathaniel Mendes-Lang a couple of times now. I don't think his starting position defensively has been good. He's played a lot of football in the last 3 or 4 days. As we see this replay again, I just wonder whether there was a clip of Lee Pelt. No, it's a great tackle. It is a great tackle.
It's a great challenge from Ryan Woods.
Credit to Ryan Woods. It's a risky tackle in the box, but he times it perfectly. But just watching Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, yes, on that point, defensively he's been caught out a little bit. I wonder whether he might be a potential change.
Yeah, no Gavin White in the squad this evening, of course, who probably would be the exact person you'd want in this scenario. He can only fit 18 into a matchday squad, and Neil Harris already having to make tough decisions in the early days as Cardiff manager.
When you think of the number of players out injured, you can see why Neil Harris is enthusiastic about this project. It hasn't been a particularly thrilling or good season for Cardiff City thus far, but they do have a very capable squad at this level, so you can understand why Neil Harris was enthusiastic to take this challenge on.
Glatzel, Bamber, Rolls, all to come back in also. Vassell as well. Oh, Bennett does well. Stretches, keeps that in tight to the touchline. Layoff was forceful from Hoylett. Pack looking to drive the ball away to the far side to Mendes-Lang. It's just headed away from in front of him by Stephen Ward. Will be a Cardiff throw-in though, midway inside the Stoke half on the far side. Mendes-Lang's just retying his boot. Actually, I thought he was holding his ankle. No, just retying his boot before Cardiff get back underway. Peltier ball in hand, needs a movement rather. Gets it from Mendes-Lang. He'll slip ball infield, looking for Tomlin. Tomlin allowed it to run for Mendes-Lang. Pack slides in to break up play in the midfield. The ball kindly breaks Stokes' way though, and Bennett jumps in front of a wayward ball from Ndiaye. Nobody really around Bennett, so he went for a run himself. He slid down from behind from Ndiaye. Play on, says the referee. Cardiff thought they should have had a free kick. Bacuna very wise to that little infield dart from Ince, and gets lucky with the ricochet and wins a Cardiff throw-in.
I thought that was a potential foul on Joe Bennett there. He didn't have a lot of options around him. Omar Bogle seemed to run towards him rather than run away from him, but I think he was clipped from behind. The ball is won. It's a tackle from behind. The ball is won. That's a marginal decision. Leandro Bacuna again, just his decision making, his positioning, very good, reading the situation and covering for Joe Bennett.
Somehow Tomlin has recycled possession there for Cardiff. I think it was off the shoulder. And gets Cardiff moving to the right hand side. Peltier has got Mendes-Lang outside him. Bogle comes short to meet. Mendes-Lang takes it off him. Tomlin with a first time layoff back to Mendes-Lang. To the left hand side to Hoylett. It keeps moving to the byline to Bennett. And Carter Vickers is forced to turn it behind at the near post for a Cardiff corner.
Well, Omar Bogle has given a focal point for Cardiff City. Tomlin's linking well with him. Nathaniel Mendes-Lang did well. This is what we mean with Neil Harris. He's prepared. He wants his wingers to come narrow, come across the pitch. Just that last ball from Junior Hoylett slightly over here. I think Joe Bennett wanted to run onto it and actually get a shot at goal.
Short corner. Tomlin to Bennett. Square to Hoylett. Tomlin will get it back. Good shift to the ball to Bacuna. Edge of the area. Takes the shot on. Oh, and it's bent just wide of Buckland's left hand upright. The goalkeeper was scrambling. He, like me, thought it might be going in. Low dipping effort from Bacuna.
Well, for all the possession Stoke have had, I'd argue that Cardiff City have had the best chances. That's one from distance, but we've seen already Leandro Bacuna can strike a ball, opens up his body, and Jack Butland, he wouldn't have got there if it'd been on target. Great corner routine from Cardiff City, maybe something that they have had time to work on the training ground. Drew players out, managed to work space for Bacuna, and his effort is just a matter of inches wide.
Meat and potato there for Aidan Flint. And again, wins a header against Vokes. Pack nicks the ball away from Ince. Will carry the ball himself over halfway. He's got Hoylett to his left. Bennett again gets on his bike to offer the overlap. Hoylett comes infield though to Pack. Options there for Marlon Pack. One of those is Bacuna to his right hand side. Crowd ask for a shot. Instead he plays a 1-2 with Bogle, but broken up by Martin's Indy. Tom Ince hacked down as he spins away from near midfield to by Hoylett. Will be a free kick to Stoke, 5 yards inside their own half.
But that was great determination from Hoylett to get back behind the ball. He gave away the foul, but it's a foul that's in a beneficial area defensively for Cardiff City. And Hoylett, I think, is going to enjoy working under Neil Harris. He's going to be asked to be creative. He's going to get back behind the ball, and I think manager and player are very much in sync there.
Penalty loses out in the air to Klukas from that crossfield free kick. Second ball is headed away by Nelson from the edge of his own area. Pack competing with Ndiaye for the ball as it comes back in. Flint again beat Folks, and Klukas with an audacious effort from distance as the ball dropped kindly to him out to the afternoon sky, and he's got range from there. Sam Klukas scored 2 spectacular goals from distance against Barnsley a couple of weeks ago. Michael O'Neill's first win as Stoke manager on the evening, and I don't mind this at all.
No, I was about to say I'm very much in favour of this substitution.
Influence on the game has wavered in the second half. His fitness is clearly an issue, hasn't played a great deal of football this season, certainly not started a lot of games, but Badu Ndiaye has been withdrawn to be replaced by Nick Powell, so it probably means Joe Allen will have to go and play a bit deeper, and Powell will go and play here in the little hole behind Vokes, as Vokes looks to get on the end of a cultured ball through from Powell, and there will be a Cardiff throw-in on the far side near the corner flag.
Well, Nick Powell had that big reputation. I remember watching him at Crewe. I remember particularly one game in a playoff final where he had a huge impression. Sir Alex Ferguson signed him for Man United, and he was going to be the next big thing. Never really transpired, had to go out on loan, had some injury issues. At Wigan he was good at getting into the box late and getting on the end of things, but perhaps not the career path that he expected.
23 goals, 15 assists in the last 2 seasons at Wigan, prior to joining Stoke on a free transfer this summer.
Am I right in thinking some of those would have come in League One?
Yeah, they would have League One and then Championship campaign. Just his 5th appearance of the season in his debut campaign with Stoke here. He is just going to go and play as almost a second striker. He does get forward better than an orthodox 10, can make runs in behind. Ince playing noticeably narrower on this right hand side now. Carter Vickers holding the width, goes infield to Allen. Allen, bit of patience, plays the ball square to Ince, now looking for work off the ball. Indy goes wide to Ward, back to his left-sided centre half. Good shape from Cardiff, good work from Bogle as well, just screen in the back line, putting pressure on Woods. Woods slips the ball away to Ince though, wants it back. Bogle cuts off that pass though. Powell comes deep, looking for the ball. Pack able to read it and get a foot on it, and lovely ball from Mendes-Lang into the path of Tomlin. Tomlin shields away from Carter Vickers, explodes away from Allen, looks to twist and turn back. Martin's Indy with another risky slidey tackle by a Stoke player, but that time got ball and nothing else, and a risky ball back from Ryan Woods to Jack Butland. Slips it away on the left hand side to Stephen Ward. Still a bit of explosiveness left in Lee Tomlin clearly,
which is good to see in the 71st minute. He's certainly getting that match fitness now.
Klukas away to Ward on the far side. Cardiff continue to have to work extremely hard off the ball. Ward into Allen. Allen wanted to thread a ball to the edge of the area. Instead goes square to Powell. Nelson comes out to deal with him. Woods plays the ball away to Carter Vickers. Again, space for the American. Swung into the area. Nelson misses it. Peltier misses it. And in the end, the effort's gone wide of the near post, courtesy of a deflection from Sam Clucas.
It's great last-ditch defending from Lee Peltier. Curtis Nelson can only get studs on it, and for all the world I thought that was going to be in, but Lee Peltier hurls himself at the ball, gets enough contact on the ball, sends it out for a corner. I was just about to say, Stoke playing very well in front of Cardiff City, not really getting round the sides. That time they did, and it was a dangerous moment.
Yeah, good ball in. What can Woods conjure? Again, a high delivery. Looking for Clucas at the back post. Free kick given against, I think, Danny Bath from the way he reacts. An awful lot of tussling off the ball. Callum Paterson is now being prepared, and you'd imagine that'll be for Lee Tomlin, just to get that extra body in the midfield.
I wonder whether this will be the change of shape, though. This will be interesting, whether it might go to that diamond with Paterson playing on the right and Bacuna on the left. No, Tomlin staying on the pitch. It's Mendez-Lang coming off. Well, credit to Lee Tomlin, credit to the trust Neil Harris has in him. Mendez-Lang has done well again, and we await to see how Cardiff City will line up.
Well, Hoylett's just been called over to come and play on the left-hand side. Was he going to go and play as the second striker? Cardiff move to that diamond, maybe. Hoylett's coming over for some instruction. Lee Peltier stayed down on the far side. He's just flexing out his knee. I wonder whether he's just jarred his knee in making that block challenge. That's his groin, in fact, he's pointing to. I wonder if he's just jarred it in making that block challenge.
I think you're right.
A ball whipped in from that near side by Carter Vickers. It got across the face of Nelson, got across the face of Peltier at the back post, who lunged for it initially, missed it, and then had to readjust quickly to get back in position to get a block in. And I wonder whether he's opened up something as he lunged and stretched on two occasions.
Cameron Cox is warming up, but it looks like he might be okay. Thumbs up from the physio. I think you might be right, Ash. I'm intrigued to see how Cardiff City line up now. Hoylett may be up with Bogle, Tomlin in the number 10 role, Bacuna left, Paterson right, Pack at the back of the diamond. We'll see now, perhaps from this restart. But I suspect Neil Harris might have tinkered with the shape.
We're not going to see anything momentarily because Callum Paterson's had to drop back into right back at the moment to shield Lee Peltier, who's waiting to rejoin the fray on the far side. Now, I think Paterson's just going to go and play as an orthodox right winger, actually, so I think it's still the 4-2-3-1 for the time being. Hoylett back on the left flank, Paterson wide on the right, which he played a lot in his early days at Cardiff City. Haven't seen a great deal of him playing out there since. Played practically everywhere else, though.
But again, I can understand what Neil Harris is doing here, because he can keep the shape and he can stay wide, but then he can come narrow, so it gives Cardiff a little bit of flexibility and rotation as to what Callum Paterson does. He can get behind the ball and he can congest the middle of the park if needed. So
he also should be out there to stop the cross of Stephen Ward a bit more effectively than what we have seen. Well, that's a panicky clearance by Bath, given away to Marlon Pack. Left hand side to Hoylett, gets it back. And just looks to clip a ball to the left hand side of the area. He overdid it though when Bogle hadn't moved. Bit of miscommunication there between skipper and striker.
That was unfortunate, but I must admit I do like watching Neil Harris and seeing how he will affect the game. He makes changes to affect the game. We're only not even 2 games in yet. It could all go horribly wrong. It could all go horribly wrong still tonight. But I am enjoying watching him as a manager, his thought process and trying to change the game up where he feels it's needed.
Ben Evans a header in the left back position. Allen brings it down on halfway. We'll go back again to reset Stoke. Jack Butland comes to the edge of his area. Allen goes short to meet it. Haven't seen a great deal of this from Joe Allen so far this evening. Scampers towards halfway, gets the ball back in an inside left position from Clucas. Forced backwards. Well, again, good shape, good work from Cardiff. So Stoke come down this near side instead. Carter Vickers. Disappointed. Hasn't been booed yet by the Cardiff fans. They clearly haven't made the connection. Back again goes back to Butland. This is better from Cardiff, and Danny Bath makes his feelings clear. He just had nowhere to go. Flint, easy, wins the header up against Vokes. Loose ball picked up by Woods though. One of options right, one of those is Carter Vickers.